Hi everyone, and welcome to the Knit California podcast. My name is Leslie. I'm a knitter and knitwear designer from Southern California, and in today's episode we're talking about everything that I knit in the month of September. So grab something to work on, grab something cozy to drink, and let's get into it. I'm excited to talk to you today because it's been a couple weeks since my last podcast episode, and I feel like I have a lot of updates for you. I worked on a lot of stuff in September. Let's see, I had to pull up my notebook here. A lot of whips. I didn't finish anything actually in the month of September, but I've made a lot of progress on the whips that I have been working on. So I've got a lot to update you on. So let's just start. And today that I'm recording this is Saturday, October 4th. So we're going to have one of my very favorite segments at the end of today's episode, Tailor Talk, because The Life of a Showgirl came out yesterday, October 3rd, and I'm very excited. I have a lot to talk to you about. I'm wearing orange. I'm a showgirl. We're showgirling today. Wearing my own orange for my showgirl outfit. So we're gonna talk about it at the end of the episode, so you can choose to stay and listen to that if you would like to. If you don't care at all, I don't want to know about it, but you can click out of it after we're done talking about all the knitting. So let's start with my book club cardigan. I have made a lot of progress on my book club cardigan. My book club cardigan is, pause. This is a pattern by Sari Nordlund. The yarn that I'm using for this, let me show you. This is Berroco Lanas Lite in the colorway Phlox. It's a 100% Peruvian wool, a special blend of South American wools made in Peru. And I'm holding it with the Knitting for Olive soft silk mohair in the colorway Dusty Violet. So here are those two yarns, the Berroco Lanas Lite and the Knitting for Olive soft silk mohair. I've made a lot of progress on this in the last month and in the last 2 weeks. I started this project, let me just give you a little bit of background. I started this project October 17th. 2024. So we are very quickly coming up on the 1-year anniversary of this project, which is okay. Like, I'm totally fine with that. What happened was I started this project last October. I worked on it for about a month. And then when we came up at the end of November last year, early December, we got into Vlogmas. I put this project down and then didn't pick it back up again until this month, until early September. Let me see. Yeah, I picked it up again at the beginning of this month in September, and I have made all of the progress on this month. So where we started, I took the progress keeper off, but what we had at the beginning of this month was most of the back panel was done. So here's where we have like joined it in the round. So where we're connected at the sleeves is like right here. So it was a little bit above that. It was like right here. So we had all of this done. We had the front right panel complete. That was already complete. And I had just picked up stitches and done like 1 row on the front left panel here. So everything else we have done this month. We completed the front left panel. I've now completed the entire body, so that's new for this week. Let me show you from the back. There you go. Oh, my progress keeper is on here. Here it is. Can you see? So that's where we were 2 weeks ago. You see the pink butterfly? That's where we were 2 weeks ago. So I completed all of the rest of that body and the ribbing, and I casted on a sleeve. I picked up stitches and I've done like half of the first sleeve. So I've made so much progress on this. I spent basically all of last week. That's kind of like what I put all of my focus into, was like really going gung-ho on this project. I was following Marlene Knit's stories, and she has been working on this. I think she's going to Rhinebeck, and I think her book club cardigan is like what she is working on to take to Rhinebeck. And so she's also been like really trying to finish hers. And I had more progress complete than she did, and then all of a sudden I saw her stories and she had more progress than I did, and I was like, oh no, I'm falling behind in this imaginary race that I like made up in my mind. And so I was like going really gung-ho to try and keep up with her. And then I picked up the stitches for this sleeve and I was just like working furiously to try and get this sleeve done. And then I kind of burnt myself out on it, and I was like, why am I doing this to myself? Like, I'm not going to Rhinebeck. I don't need to finish this sweater right away. And so I put it down and I was like, I need to take a break. Like, what am I doing to myself? So a lesson for all of us to not create imaginary sweater races in our minds with other people. But it's looking really good. It's fitting very nicely. Let me show you. I had taken a little picture, but I can throw it on here. My little sweatpants really goes great with this orange. I knit the body a little bit shorter than what was called for in the pattern, just because I knew that my torso is a little bit shorter, and I was comparing the body length to the body length of my Midland cardigan. I really like the way that my Midland cardigan fits me, the length of it, all of that. So that's what I was comparing it to. And so I'm really happy with the length of this. I did a little bit more ribbing down here. I thought it was really nice to end this cable on like the out, just because like either ending on the out of the diamond or the in of the diamond felt like those were the two natural stopping points. So I was like, that is the closest stopping point that I was at, and then I could just go to like 2 inches of the ribbing instead of 1.5 inches of the ribbing to, you know, get to the length of the full like body that I wanted it at. And it'll probably grow like a tiny bit in blocking. This is a non-superwashed yarn, so I don't expect it to like, you know, really grow a ton. Just like, I don't know, just like a decent amount to like stretch out the stitches and stuff like that. So I think lengthwise this is gonna be really good. When I add the button band on here, that's gonna be really nice just to like, you know, close out the middle here. So it'll be a really nice finishing touch here in the middle. And then the sleeve is looking really good, I think. It is feeling maybe a little bit tight here, but I did the decrease rate that was suggested in the pattern, so I don't know, it is what it is. I think it'll be fine. At this point, I've done all of the decreases, so I'm on the straight section of the sleeve. I think in blocking, I don't know, I guess maybe it's just a tighter sleeve than what I'm used to, but I think when it's complete, I think it'll be fine. So yeah, overall, I'm really happy with it. I'm really happy with the progress. It's coming along really, really nicely. And Oh, you're probably wondering what this is. So this is a scrap, just a scrap piece of yarn, and this is where the pocket is going to be. So you knit in this scrap piece of yarn and a few rows of ribbing right here. And I haven't read through the entirety of the pattern for this part yet, but from what I understand, this scrap piece of yarn is going to come out. So this is not going to be in the final garment. And then we're going to pick up these stitches on both sides of the scrap piece of yarn. I think we're going to bind off here, and this ribbing is going to be like the outside of the pocket. And then I think, again, I haven't read it, but what I'm envisioning is we're going to knit the inside of the pocket. So in the back, I think we're going to probably knit stockinette, I would assume, for the inside of the pocket, and then probably sew it down here. So we'll see. I'm going to do that later. I haven't decided when yet. But yeah, that's what this is. So yeah, overall, it's going great. When I talked about this last time on the podcast, I had talked about how I had memorized the cable chart, and that is still the case. I do want to say, like, it took me a while to memorize the cable chart. And I don't know, a couple people were like, oh my gosh, how did you do that? Like, that's amazing that you've memorized the cable chart. And I'll just say, like, it took me a really long time to memorize the cable chart. But also, the cable chart is done in sections. So like different sections are easier to memorize, right? So like you've got the seed stitch, or this is double moss stitch. So that's pretty easy to memorize. And then you've got this cable, which is also relatively easy to memorize. Although I did have to, like, it took me a while to figure out by sight which row we were doing the cable on. Kind of had to like keep checking to, like, is it this row? No. Is it this row? No. So I've gotten that down now. It's this big diamond one that took me the longest to really understand what was going on, especially on the purl side of the fabric when we were going back and forth. That's what I was messing up the most, but yeah, then I finally internalized it. And now I'm on the sleeve. And so now everything is different because there is no purl side. It's all done in the round. So now I have to switch my brain to look at this chart differently, because when I was going back and forth, right, there was a knit side and then there was a purl side. But now it's a knit side, and the purl side I'm also doing from the knit side. So it's different. But now I just have to think of it as like an odd row and an even row, if that makes sense. But you know what? If you're doing cables and you never memorize a cable chart, that's okay. It is what it is. You don't have to memorize a cable chart. That's why the chart is there for you to look at. And I had my iPad open for like at least half of the sweater, if not more. And I was check marking every single row until I memorized it. And I was trying to memorize it, and I messed up so many times that I was finally just like, I had to tell myself to stop trying to memorize it at the beginning because I was messing up so much. So at some point you have to like stop trying to memorize it, and then it just happens and you're like, oh, now I do just know it because I've literally been doing it for this long. So, you know, just give yourself time. But I'm really enjoying this. I just needed a break. Working on this like ferociously and furiously, I needed to not do that. I needed to not be in a pretend race with other people. So yeah, that is the progress on my book club cardigan. I do want to finish it this season. Within the next couple of weeks, I do think we are going to be celebrating its 1-year birthday. I don't think it's going to be finished before then, and that's okay. That's okay. But I don't want to put it in hibernation again before it's done. I want to finish it. So, okay, let's move on, and I'll show you the progress on my Traveler's Shell. So this is the Traveler's Shell by Andrea Mowry. The yarn that I'm using for this is the Gilpin Lalland yarn. It says Lalland DK, but it's more of a fingering weight yarn. It's a 100% lamb's wool, spun in Scotland. 50 grams is 190 yards. And this is the colorway Storm Petrol. It's a really dark teal blue. Doesn't come across very well on camera, but it's a very, very gorgeous dark teal blue. And, oh man, I'm in the middle of a row. Okay, I finished the row. So here is the update on my Traveler's Shell. Dun, 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 here it is. I'm sure it looks exactly the same to you as it did the last time I showed it, but here's where I was 2 weeks ago, and here's where I am now. So I've done, I don't know, like 1.5 inches. This is kind of a slow moving project for me. I don't know, it is just like knitting and or purling, but it just feels slow moving. I don't know. Also, I think because I have other projects on the needles, but they're just really long rows, and so this one is kind of boring. It's not the most interesting one to actually knit, but I know that it's going to be a really, really nice one to wear. I think I'm going to really enjoy it when it's done. I think it's going to be really cute, and it's going to be like a wardrobe staple when it's done, especially because I want to make it long sleeved. I think it's going to be really nice to wear. It's just not always the most fun to knit. So anyways, yeah. I do really like the yarn. I know I've talked about that before. The yarn is really soft because it's 100% lamb's wool. But yeah, it's just really long rows of knitting and or purling on 3.5 millimeter needles. So that's what it is. But I started this one on August 30th. So I've pretty much been working on it all of September. I've also done the pockets. I know I've shown these as well, but yeah, I've done the pockets, so they are also complete. But I don't know if I have anything else really to say about it. Let's move my mermaid. There we go. I would say maybe I'll read some more over the next couple of weeks so that I can make some more progress on this one, but I've got a lot of Taylor Swift reaction videos to watch, so I don't know if that's gonna happen. Album reactions, so. All right, that is my update on my traveler shell. Okay, let's talk next about, well, let me give you the quick update on my Tynn design. I did work on this in the overall month of September, but I have not worked on this in the last 2 weeks at all. So as a reminder, this is my latest design that I'm working on. I'm using the Sandnes Garn Tynn as the yarn. It's a summer yarn. It's a blend of cotton, linen, and viscose. 53% cotton, 33% viscose, 14% linen. It's a fingering weight. That's why it's the Tynn versus the regular line or the thick line, which is like the bulky Aran weight. As we're in fall now, so I'm just not as drawn to this project anymore. It's more of a spring summer garment. So as it is, even though it is a design, you know, I want to get it done. I want to get it designed. I want to get it like through the design process, the testing process, so that I can get it out, you know, next year. I'm just really not drawn to knitting on it right now with everything else that I've got on the needles, so it is what it is. I haven't made any progress on it yet in the last 2 weeks. I do think next, instead of finishing the body, I do think I probably want to move on to the collar and probably the sleeves. I think that'll help, you know, my brain feel like I'm making more progress on it, and like switching to a different part of the project will feel better. So we'll see. But this is going to be a drop shoulder fingering weight t-shirt. I'm also knitting this on 3.5mm needles. It's striped, obviously, and it's just going to be so nice to wear in warm weather. So yeah, really excited about this. But here's my progress keeper. Didn't make any progress on this in the last couple of weeks. So that is the update on that. Okay, let's move on to my crochet project in my favorite Mabel bag. Okay, so this is Shoop, the African flower sheep that I am crocheting. I do need to make a huge announcement about something that I said incorrectly in the last podcast. In the last podcast, I said that in the pattern, at the beginning of the pattern, there are notes that say the number of colored hexagons and pentagons that you have to crochet, and I said that those numbers were wrong. They were incorrect. And turns out I was wrong. Those numbers are correct. In my brain, when I was going through the pattern, I thought that the legs were hexagons, but they are pentagons. And I thought this after I had already crocheted the legs and made them as pentagons, as you are supposed to make them. I literally don't remember making them as pentagons. Like, I was for sure, like in my mind, they were surely hexagons. I have no memory of making them 5-sided. Like, I was 100% sure they were 6-sided. Like, I went back, pulled this out, looked at them. I was like, some sort of wizardry, witchcraft, magic happened. I crocheted them as 6-sided, and then overnight a magical fairy came and turned them 5-sided and made it correct. Like, I don't know what happened. But the pattern is correct. I was wrong. So I literally, I don't know what was happening in my brain, but I was wrong. Anyways, sorry about that if I alarmed anybody, but I was wrong. When I figured that out, actually, I figured that out because people were commenting on the video, and I was like, what? Okay. And then I went and looked, like literally looked at this, and I was like, oh my god, they are hexagons. Or they are pentagons. What? And then I recounted everything and I was like, and so I immediately texted Rachel because I had told Rachel that, because Rachel from Rachel's Knitting is making the same thing as I am. And, you know, 2 weeks ago I had told her, the pattern is wrong. You made too many pentagons and you haven't made enough hexagons. And she was like, oh my god, blah, 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 blah. We were talking about it. We were like, blah, blah, blah. And so I immediately texted her and I was like, stop the presses, like, don't rip out your pentagons because I was wrong, the pattern is right. And she was like, I haven't ripped anything out yet, why would I do that? The project has just been in timeout. And I was like, thank God. Thank God. All right, anyways, this is Shoop, the African flower sheep. And the yarn that I'm using for this is Sewrella yarn, her home line. And the colorways that I'm using are Betty, Saturday, Honeybee, and Chamomile. Here's what the labels look like. That's what I was looking for, or my other labels, but they're over there. I can't reach them. Chamomile. And this yarn is 80% superwash merino wool, 20% cashmere style nylon, 100 grams, 212 yards. It's a DK weight. It's like a heavy DK weight. Yeah, and it's their new like manufactured yarn. It's not hand dyed. Manufactured, made in the US. And I have really enjoyed working with this yarn. It's very nice to crochet with. It's very soft. It feels really good. I have no complaints about it so far. So if you've been interested in trying the Sewrella yarn home line, I can only recommend it at this point. So it is currently sold out, but I've been watching their Instagram stories and they're working on a new order from the mill. So at some point it'll be restocked. So where we were last week on Shoop was I had completed the legs and I had completed the round above the legs. And so the new part is the second round above the legs. And I'm not fully complete with that yet. I have 2 more shapes to go to finish this out. I think one's a pentagon and one's a hexagon. Oh, I might have 3 more. Oh, I don't know. Actually, no, I have 2 more. I think they're over here. I think they're over here. But yeah, I've got, it's really hard to show you. It's really hard to show you this. But Shoop is looking really good so far. So I had talked about last time too, wondering if I would feel weird because the legs have an extra row of white around, like row 4 and 5 I use the white yarn versus all the other hexagons, pentagons. Row 4 is the same color as the inside and it doesn't bother me at all. I don't really notice it unless I'm like staring at it. So I don't know, does it bother you? Do you notice it at all? I think when you look at this, you don't really see it. And I think when it's stuffed and like the head is on it, I think you're mostly going to be focused on the head. So yeah, I don't really notice it at all, but it's coming along. I didn't work on it at all this week, but I did all of this last week. So that is Shoop. I love Shoop. So, all right, that is Shoop. So, a lot of these projects, I know I said I didn't really work on it this week, I worked on it last week, so you're probably wondering, what did I work on this week? And I know this week we were transitioning into October, so I'll give you a little bit of a sneak peek on what I casted on October 1st and what I have been working on this week. I casted on a project using my handspun, and I've just been really, really into it because it's really pretty. I really wanted to cast on the Little Fiber Co. Cotton Candy Snack Pack handspun skein that I made a couple weeks ago. And I was really intrigued by the new Andrea Mowry Jaunty shawl pattern that just came out. So that is what I casted on. That is what I've been working on. And here it is. Ta-da! You can see I'm over halfway through. I'm onto the decreases now. And I think I'm gonna get this done like this weekend. This has been a very, very quick knit. I casted this on October 1st. Today is the 4th. I've barely worked on it at all today, so this has been 3 days worth of progress. Yeah. And it's just really cool. So this is a fractal spin, right? So one bobbin. Okay, I separated all of the colors out of the snack pack. White, pink, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. There's 8 colors. So one bobbin I spun, I split up, it's so hard to describe. I split each of those colors in half as evenly as I could, one for each bobbin. And then for the first bobbin, I split that half 8 times. And I spun it, you know, color A, B, C, D, E, F, G, 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 8 times. So like short pieces over and over and over again. And then on the second bobbin, I spun each color all the way through until it was complete. So all of the white, and then all of the pink, all of the red. And then I applied those together. So the second bobbin, like the long pieces, the long strips, is kind of what you can really see. Well, I don't know, you can see all of it, but it really starts with the long strip of purple, and then blue, and then green. The yellow is right here in the middle, and then we get into the orange. We're kind of in like the orange-red stage over here. And then you can see the short blips also really easily as well. I don't know, so it's really cool that you can just see all of it. I don't know, it's really, really cool. It's really fun. And the texture on this is half fisherman's rib. So I think that's really pretty. So this is the front. Here's the back. It's got a 3-stitch, like slip stitch I-cord on both edges. that you knit into it, so we're not picking up stitches. There's no extra finishing at the end. It's all happening at the same time, which is really, really nice. So as soon as like this is over, right, I'm just gonna like weave in this end. I'm gonna weave in the end over here. It's gonna be done. I'm gonna block it. Hopefully it's gonna grow. Hopefully it's gonna grow a little bit in blocking, because like it's gonna be really short, obviously. It's gonna be really, really short, but I mean, what are you gonna do? I only have one skein here. So, and I think that's the nature of half fisherman's rib, right? Half fisherman's rib, you're knitting into the knit stitch below, so you're automatically making like a shorter stitch. I don't know, but it's really fun. So this has really been taking up most of my brain space this week, because I want to see what colors are coming next. Yeah, it's really fun. So love it. And guys, look, it's my second Andrea Mowry pattern on the needles. And this one is gonna finish first, definitely, before my traveler shell. So very, very cool. And I got it in my Black Pearl magic bag that I picked up at Flock Fire Festival. So hi, Shayla. All right. That is it with my knits. I haven't done any spinning over the last couple of weeks either. The podcast before, when I had like 4 finished spins, I really needed to take a break because I have been going way too gung-ho on spinning, and you know, that's okay. I do have some acquisitions. I had a lot of Taylor Swift Life of a Showgirl themed yarn that has come in over the last couple of weeks. So some fun stuff that I want to show you. I'll show you one that's not Showgirl themed that I did get. This one is K-pop Demon Hunters themed. I ordered Taylor Swift themed yarn from Teeny Button Studios, but she also had this K-pop Demon Hunters sock set that I had wanted, that was in the shop previously a few weeks ago. I had tried to order it, but the order wouldn't go through for some reason. Anyways, I ordered it this time, so isn't this cute? It's called Soda Pop. My little Soda Pop. It's her soft sock, so it's 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. From Teeny Button Studios. Yeah, super cute. I love that. Okay, and then the Showgirl yarn that I've gotten, I think this one is my fave, also from Teeny Button Studios. This one is called Life of a Showgirl. I got it on Glimmer Sock, so I got the Stellina. I don't know if you can see it, but this is just so pretty to match. I feel like this one matches the album cover just the best. It's just like very watercolory, this at least, and then this matches the actual vinyl is like a sparkly orange vinyl, and so that's kind of why I wanted it on glitter, because like this is a glitter orange. So I don't know if I'm gonna make socks with this or if I'm gonna put it in my blanket. I probably have enough, honestly, to do both. So that's the first one. And then I also had to order from Junction Fiber Mill their color changing yarn, Making Tracks Lite, their Showgirl colorway. So I got 2 skeins. This is really fun too. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. Maybe some sort of cowl or something. I feel like this would be fun as like the contrast color in like the ooey gooey or something. So we'll see. I don't know. And then lastly, I got the Life of a Showgirl box from Sewrella yarn. I got the 50-gram skeins. So here they all are. So the variegated one is called The Life of a Showgirl. I guess it's speckled. This one's really pretty. And then the tonals, I guess I gotta show you the white too. Okay, so the pink is It's Frightening. The orange is Baby That's Show Business. The teal is Vanilla Perfume. The purple is It's Rapturous, and the white is It's Beautiful. So I guess the, okay, so the, how does it go? It's beautiful, it's frightening, it's rapturous. It's beautiful, it's rapturous, it's frightening. That's like that's the saying in the poem, or she said in the Instagram caption too. It's beautiful, it's rapturous, it's frightening. Yeah, so pink, purple, or white, purple, pink. It's beautiful, it's rapturous, it's frightening. And then Vanilla Perfume and Baby That's Show Business. That makes sense. The orange and the blue. The orange and the teal. Okay, no, this makes sense. I like this. And then The Life of a Showgirl. Which has kind of like a teal, very light teal, like kind of overall. And then I want to call them sprinkles. Speckles. That's funny. Yeah, so those are the skeins. And then also in the box are friendship bracelet beads, which I haven't made yet. I don't think I have my, buddy, that's my water. I don't have my other friendship bracelet beads with me. My like letters and stuff. I really want to make like ones that say Showgirl and stuff like that. So I don't know, maybe I just need to order another kit off of Amazon. But there's also a tea in here. This is Orange Blossom, so green tea, lemongrass, osmanthus flowers, lemon myrtle with orange, lime, and tangerine essential oils. And then there's also honey, and there's a hand cream. Which is already in my nightstand. It smells really good. It's like orange blossom and vanilla, I think. I don't know. It smells really good. You wouldn't be able to smell it anyway, but I really like it. So that's all my Showgirl yarn. Really, I don't know what I'm gonna make with this either. Those also might just go in my blanket. I don't know. I just really wanted it. I'm just a showgirl, you guys, obviously. But yeah, I think that's all the knitting that I have for you. Yeah, that's all the knitting that I have for you. So if you are not interested to stay for a tailor talk, thank you so much. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out on future videos. It really means a lot. And I'll see you on the next one. Rocky says, thanks for being here. Come here. And if you're here for Tailor Talk, hi, hello, welcome. What do you think about The Life of a Showgirl? I love it. 10 out of 10. It's so fun. It's such a 180 from the Tortured Poets department, which I think we knew it was going to be. I think if you watched the New Heights podcast, you could just tell I mean, okay, sorry, let's back up. Even when she was promoting the Tortured Poets department, she said she was in such a different place in her life when she was putting the album out than where she was when she wrote it. So we already knew that when we got the Tortured Poets department, but now getting the life of a showgirl, and I want to say also, like, I've watched, I haven't watched the Graham Norton show yet, but I watched all of the interviews, the radio interviews that she's done, all the like British radio interviews that she did. She did like 4 or 5 of them. I watched all the ones I could find on YouTube. And she just kept saying, like, this is one of the first albums, or at least different from Tortured Poets, where, like, she's in the same place in her life now than she was, as she was when she recorded the album. So, like, it's really cool for her how she can relate to all of the songs still. And so you can just tell that she's happy and she's in love, and it's just like, it's really fun. All of the songs, most of the songs are like upbeat. They have that infectious melody that just makes you want to dance, which is exactly what she said in the podcast. That was one of the goals that she was aiming for this album. And I think if we're going to talk about the lyrics, I think there is the overtone of the lyrics on some of the songs that are, you know, funny and shocking and maybe surface level, right? If I'm thinking about like Wood, maybe Father Figure, actually romantic, right? But I think you have to like, I think we all need to like dig a little bit deeper. I think there are other songs that we can look at to like, you know, where we don't have to say, you know, it's a surface level album. Or I think some people are also talking about, you know, eldest daughter with like the internet slang. Like, there are other songs, The Fate of Ophelia, The Life of a Showgirl, where there's a lot of depth to what she's talking about and what she's saying. There's a lot of bite to this album. There's a lot going on, so I don't know. I'm loving it. I've listened to it a lot already. I did go to the movie, the release party of A Showgirl last night, so I did get to see the music video for The Fate of Ophelia. Loved it. Oh my gosh. This podcast is coming out on Tuesday, so if you've been, it's not a spoiler at this point, unless you didn't go to the movies. When is the music video coming out on YouTube? Hold on. Oh, it's coming out on Sunday. Okay, perfect. Everyone's seen the music video already. Love that everyone from the Eras tour is in the music video. Her dancers, her singers, and her band, everyone is in the music video. Oh, God. And she used her tour choreographer, Mandy Moore, to choreograph the music video. Amazing, amazing, amazing. This is honestly one of my favorite music videos of hers that I've ever seen. Like, it's so good. I love how it just goes from scene to scene to scene, and it's like going through like different time periods in history, and it starts with her like in the Ophelia painting. I love that it starts like in the like entryway to a cinema almost, And on one side is the painting of Ophelia, and on the other side is the painting of Taylor as Ophelia. And that's where we're going into. That was really cool. I love that her bread is in the music video, and I love how excited she was about her bread being a star in the music video. That was so sweet. I love the dance scenes in the music video. I can't wait for those to become TikTok dances. I want to learn them. I want to dance to the Fate of Ophelia. It was very cool. And then yeah, just seeing all of the behind the scenes and like her vision coming to life. I don't know, it was just really, really cool. And then of course I loved hearing all of her little nuggets and little thoughts to each of the songs. That was really cool too. I can't wait to get more music videos. Someone in one of her interviews asked her about the next era. He was like, I want to know about the next era. And she was like, whoa, 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 hold your horses. Like, we're just getting started on this era. Like, I can argue that this era hasn't even begun yet. Like, there's so much more I want to do. Like, I want to do more music videos. I actually have time to do more music videos. So we're definitely getting more music videos. I want a music video to The Life of a Showgirl featuring Sabrina Carpenter, with Sabrina Carpenter in the music video. I think if we're gonna get another music video, like, how can we not get a music video to The Life of a Showgirl featuring Sabrina Carpenter on an album titled The Life of a Showgirl? Like, come on. Especially with how much of a story that song is. I just feel like we have to. And like, we have the footage from Vancouver, the Eras tour. Like, I feel like they could use that in the music video somehow, and it would be really sweet and just like make us all cry at the end of that music video. I don't know, that could be like the last music video for the era, and again, make us all cry. That'd be really cool. Do you want to hear my thoughts for some of the songs? I have an initial ranking. It's really hard though, because it's really hard. I'll give it to you, but it's really hard. Okay. My number one song is The Fate of Ophelia. It is. Number one is The Fate of Ophelia. Number two is Opalite. Number three is The Life of a Showgirl featuring Sabrina Carpenter. Number four through 9. These are like actually all interchangeable, okay? I know that's 6 songs, but this is where it gets murky. I can't decide, okay? I'll give you an order, but just know that these are all interchangeable, okay? Number 4 is Actually Romantic. Number 5 is Wood. Number 6 is Cancelled. Number 7 is Elizabeth Taylor. Number 8 is Father Figure. And number 9 is Ruin the Friendship. Number 10 is Eldest Daughter. Number 11 is Wishlist. And number 12 is Honey. And yeah, it just makes me like sick to have to rank all of these songs like that, because I love all of them. And I don't understand how people are being negative about this album, because it's so good. It's so good. Okay. Let's talk about The Fate of Ophelia. I don't know if I can say anything else besides like it's so good. Like, she did the thing that she does, like she did with Love Story, where she changed the ending of Shakespeare again, where Ophelia dies and drowns, and she said, no, 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 I am Ophelia, but you saved me. You saved my heart from the fate of Ophelia. I didn't drown and die and go crazy in my love because you saved me. And it's just sweet, and just the whole song, I mean the whole album, anytime a song comes on, like, this is all I can do. It's just everything, all of it. I just wanna dance, okay? I just wanna dance. What is a girl to do? I just wanna dance. I'm just a girl, okay? I don't know, like, the song started playing, I was sitting there, okay, imagine, it's 9 p.m, the lights are off, I've got my little lamp on, I've got my headphones on, I've got my phone, you click play on The Fate of Ophelia, and you just hear dun 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 dun, and you're like, is this real? Like, is this actually the new Taylor Swift song, or am I listening to AI? Like, I don't know. Is this real? Because, like, it doesn't sound real, but then it was real. And then you hear her voice, and it's like the best she has ever sound, ever. I hear you calling on the megaphone. Anyways, we need to move on, or I could just talk to you about The Fate of Ophelia forever. Elizabeth Taylor. Elizabeth Taylor. You're Only as Hot as Your Last Hit, Baby. Yeah, right? There's a lot in Elizabeth Taylor that I think I don't understand yet, that I haven't processed, but I love the beat. It's very, like, dark, right? Cry my eyes violet, Elizabeth Taylor. So Elizabeth Taylor is, like, it's up there, right? I'm listening to the album and I'm like, yes, The Fate of Ophelia, yes, Elizabeth Taylor. But then the other songs come in and I'm like, the other songs just keep getting better, and so Elizabeth Taylor has to just keep moving down a little bit, but, like, it pains me to have to move it down, you know? And then Opalite comes in, and Opalite is just sparkles. And at first I was like, am I gaslighting myself into loving Opalite because I know that it's Travis's favorite song? Which feels so dumb. But no, Opalite is actually really great. Did you also think about Fourth Wing and Xaden and Violet when you heard Opalite because of the lightning strikes and the onyx night? Again, just a girl. I also today finally understood the change in the chorus, because the first chorus, it says, hold on, I gotta get the lyrics. Oh, hold on. We need to first talk about the opening verse when she says, I had a bad habit of missing lovers past. My brother used to call it eating out of the trash. That's hilarious. It's never gonna last. I thought my house was haunted. I used to live with ghosts. That's just a callback to, like, all of Tortured Poets. Okay, and then in the first chorus, she says, but my mama told me it's all right. You know, you were dancing through the lightning strikes, blah, 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 blah. And then it says, never made no one like you before. And I didn't understand why it says made no one like you before instead of met no one like you before. But it's because her mama is telling her, like, her mother is saying, I've never made no one like you. It's like she's talking to Taylor. Taylor, I've never made no one like you before. You had to make your own sunshine. Like, so, like, Taylor is Andrea is saying, Taylor, you are dancing through the lightning strikes. You were sleepless in the onyx night. Taylor, now the sky is opalite. Taylor, I've never made no one like you before. Taylor, you had to make your own sunshine, but now the sky is opalite. And then it switches and Taylor is talking to Travis. you couldn't understand it, why you felt alone, you were in it for real, she was in her phone, and you were just a pose. She's talking about Travis's ex-girlfriend, blah, 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 blah. And then it goes to the chorus, and that's when I told you, Taylor told Travis, it's alright, you were dancing through the lightning strikes, sleepless in the onyx night, but now the sky is opalite, oh my lord. Oh, this one says made too. Never made no one like you before. There is one where it says met. Okay, I swear in the lyric video that I saw in theaters, one of these says met. Genius is wrong here. I'm pretty sure it says met. Never met no one like you before. You had to make your own sunshine, but now the sky is opalite. Yeah, when it gets to the Travis part, it says met. Anyways, I think that is very, very cute. Yeah. Okay. Father figure. My battery's gonna die. Okay, father figure. I think this is one of the interpretations that people thought it was. It's at least not the Travis interpretation that we thought it was. It's like the industry interpretation that we thought it was. So like it starts out as the Scott Borchetta of it all, and then it turns into, you know, Taylor's actually bigger than Scott Borchetta, and because, you know, he sold the music, and then it's her picture on the mantle, and she canceled his card. And then she said in the kind of behind the scenes that it's really cool because she can imagine herself in both roles at different points throughout her career. So I like this one, and I think it has the shock factor with the, you know, I make deals with the devil because my dick's bigger line in it, which is fun. This gives me like mob boss Taylor vibes, especially, I mean, you know, you'll be sleeping with the fishes, blah, 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 those lines. And this empire belongs to me. I protect the family, all that stuff. I like this one. I think it's nice. I like this one. Oldest Daughter. Oldest Daughter is probably the song that I still don't fully grasp yet. And I think that's okay, because I'm thinking back to Tortured Poets last year when it came out, and LOML was like one of my least favorite songs on first listen, and I remember thinking like, it's just too slow, it's just too slow, I can't get into it yet, like, because I was just like on too much of a high when the album came out. And now it's one of my favorite songs on the album. Like, you want me to rank Tortured Poets? Okay, Lommel. Lommel. So I just think, yeah, it's one of those songs, I think Eldest Daughter I need to sit with it longer. I think there's deeper meanings in it that I haven't fully grasped yet. I think yes, there is meaning about being an eldest daughter in the song, but I think there's a lot more to it. I don't think that's the only thing that it's about. I think the bridge is beautiful. You know, we lie back a beautiful, beautiful time lapse, Ferris wheel kisses and lilacs, and things I said were dumb, because I thought that I'd never find that beautiful, beautiful life that, I'm sure you love my singing, I'm sorry. Shimmers that innocent light back like when we were young. I think that part is really, 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 really pretty. Also, I was surprised in the theaters when they played the clean versions of all the songs. I don't know why, I should have expected that. The clean versions really held up, I thought. Didn't take away from any of the meaning, and almost felt like in some, if not all of the cases, like could have replaced the explicit versions. Some, maybe not all, maybe not all. I think father figure, not father figure. I like the explicit version better. Maybe eldest daughter. Would? Yes, we'll get there. Okay. Yeah, I just need more time, I think, with eldest daughter. I think that's why it's so low on the list. Ruin the Friendship, I love. I think for a lot of people, this could easily go into like sad song territory, like Soon You'll Get Better, because of the second or third verse in here, whichever it is. I think if you can almost get past that, this song is so like fun, like the vibes of it, the melody is very, it's very like Jackson 5, and the message of it is also so fun, and it's such a switch up. If you think about this song and how she's like giving advice when literally 2 albums ago on Midnight we got Dear Reader, where she's literally like, don't listen to any of my advice. Like, it's crazy how like much of a different headspace that she's in now, where she's able to like do stuff like this. I just think this song is so fun, and it's so cute. Anyways, I like it. Actually Romantic, I think, is hilarious. Whether or not it is like about Charlie XCX and it's a response to any of the drama that's going on there, if it is a diss track at all. Okay, let's say it is. Let's say it is. Number one, I think that's hilarious. And if it is, I don't think we need to be angry about that. I think we can allow Taylor Swift to have a diss track. Other people get to have diss tracks, okay? And also, I think it can also serve as just a general track to all of the haters out there, because we know Taylor Swift has a lot of haters. It's what does she say in Who's Afraid of Little Old Me? What if everything is not about me, but what if it is? That's also what this song is as well. So, and I just think this is hilarious. This is like Blank Space 2.0 is what I wrote down when I was first listening to it. Yeah, it's so funny. I love it. Anyways, Wishlist. Wishlist is sweet. In almost all of the British radio interviews, Taylor said that Wishlist was the last song that she wrote for the album. When she finished this song, she knew that the album was complete. She also said that this was her favorite. And I think it's very, very clear to see why and how this could be her favorite song. And yeah, it's not necessarily my favorite. I don't necessarily relate to this song currently, but it's sweet. And I think it had, like, especially if you think about it in terms of the prophecy and how much of a 180 it is from the prophecy, and I don't know, just like how it connects to her life currently. It's very, very sweet. I do think it's fun. I do have one line that I can relate to from the song. I've got 3 dogs that I can call my kids, so. But it's fun and it's cute, so. Okay, next we have Wood. Wood is also hilarious, and Wood starts out so fun, and it just sounds, the sound is infectious, right? You hear Wood, you want to dance. This is a song about breaking superstitions, and then you get halfway through and you're like, oh my god, I know what is happening here. And it's just so funny. Like, I don't know, I think a lot of people are just thinking like, oh, it's disgusting. I just think it's funny. It's funny. It's so funny. I do think this is the one where I think we could have used the clean version. Like, I don't think she needed to say, matized. Like, either say dickmatized or just say hypnotized. Like, hypnotized is totally fine. Or like actually say dickmatized. Matized is just weird, I think. That's my take on it. I think hypnotized would have just been better, but that's my 2 cents on that. I think Redwood Tree is hilarious. The lyric video, when they put Redwood Tree up, it's just so large across the screen. It's Redwood Tree. It's so funny. Oh my god. Yeah. I love it. I love all of the predictions for Wood. Everyone was like, oh, it's just gonna be knock on. There were like the 2 different sides, right? It's gonna be knock on wood, or, you know, it's gonna be about what we think it's gonna be. It's gonna be about Travis, and then it was both. It's just hilarious. It's so funny. Okay, anyways, Cancelled. I love Cancelled. Good Thing, I Like My Friends Cancelled. That's a great hook for a song. Good Thing. And I like that this one reminds me of, like, this one matches Elizabeth Taylor, right? This one's got like the same vibes as Elizabeth Taylor, and she's like, welcome to my underworld. This one gives me Reputation vibes as well. In that music video when she's like in the underworld with everyone in the masks, like, yes. This one is fun. Something Wicked This Way Comes, wicked vibes. I like this one. This one's really fun. Honey, this one was the last one on my list. I think this one is sweet. I understand what she's saying with this song. This was the first one that she wrote for the album. I thought was interesting. I almost think it's too literal, what she's saying, some of the lyrics. I don't know. It's just not my favorite. Maybe I just need some more time with it. But I do like that she says, there's a line in it where she says, redefine all of those blues. I like that because that kind of calls back to literally all of Lover, Folklore, Evermore, Midnights, and the whole Joe Alwyn era, when she used blue as a metaphor for him. And now she's saying that Travis can redefine all of those blues. I like that. That's cute. So, and then The Life of a Showgirl. I love The Life of a Showgirl. It's a story. We're setting the stage. We have a fictional showgirl. Her name is Kitty. She was given the keys to the city, but people say she didn't do it legitly. She makes her money being witty and pretty. First of all, I love that her name is Kitty. She's a cat. Taylor Swift loves cats. Her name is Kitty, obviously. Thank you, Taylor. And then Taylor goes to Kitty's show. She meets her backstage, or outside at least after the show. She has to fight with everyone trying to get her autograph. Then she meets her and she says, hey, I love you. I want to do what you do. Then Kitty, instead of being fake, says, you know what, Taylor, let me tell you the truth. You don't want to do this. It's not all it's cracked up to be. But then Taylor says, basically, I'm going to prove you wrong. And Sabrina's there too, because Sabrina is a showgirl. And then what happens is Taylor and Sabrina become showgirls. They waited by the stage door as the club promoter arrived. They say, I'd sell my soul to have a taste of that magnificent life that's all mine. But that's not what showgirls get. And they leave us for dead. But they took Kitty's pearls of wisdom and they hung them from their neck. I paid my dues with every bruise. I knew what to expect. Do you want to take a skate on the ice inside my veins? That wasn't how I thought that lyric was going to be used. Interesting. They ripped me off like false lashes and they threw me away. And all the headshots on, I love this part, all the headshots on the walls of the dance hall, all the headshots on the walls of the dance hall are of the bitches who wish I'd hurry up and die. But I'm immortal now, baby dolls. This part, okay, I need to tell you, everyone who was saying that this is going to be Taylor Swift's last album, this part is for you. All the headshots on the walls of the dance hall are of the bitches who say, or who wish I'd hurry up and die. Of all the people who say this is my last album, she says, I'm immortal now, baby dolls. I couldn't if I tried. So I say, hey, thank you for the lovely bouquet. You're sweeter than a peach. I'm married to the hustle, and now I know the life of a showgirl babe, and I'll never know another. The pain is there, and it's hidden by the lipstick and lace. Sequins are forever, and now I know the life of a showgirl babe. I wouldn't have it any other way. And then, you know what? They see Kitty again, and they say, hey, Kitty. Thank you for the lovely bouquet. Now I make my money being pretty and witty. Thank you for the lovely bouquet. And then they use the crowd noises from the Eras Tour of Vancouver. And they say, thank you for an unforgettable night. We will see you next time. Give it up for the band and the dancers. And of course, Sabrina, I love you, Taylor. That's our show. We love you so much. Good night. And that made me cry when I heard it. I'm watching reactions from people. And they're like, do you think this is from the Eras Tour? No, I don't think so. I think they just put crowd noises in. What do you mean you don't think that's from the Eras Tour? Did you not go to the Eras Tour 18 times? Like, I'm watching reactions of people who I know went to the Eras Tour like many, many times. Of course that's from the Eras Tour. Like, Taylor Swift played Marjorie's voice, her opera, every night on the Eras Tour. You think she's gonna just manufacture crowd noises on the end of her, like the very last song on her album? No, of course that's from the Eras Tour. It's Taylor Swift. Duh. Anyways, So to the people who are saying this is Taylor Swift's lost album, she's literally saying, I couldn't if I tried. Sequins are forever, babe. Thank you for the lovely bouquet. But I'm married to the hustle. And now I know the life of a showgirl, babe. And I'll never know another. Pain is hidden by the lipstick and lace. It's so good. Anyways, if we don't get a music video for that, like, I don't understand. I don't understand. So, anyways, those are my thoughts. Can't wait to give you more. Would love to know your thoughts. Please tell me in the comments. Please, please, please tell me your comments. If they're negative though, give me something positive at least, please. I don't know if I can handle the negative comments. If you're gonna give me a negative, you have to give me a positive, okay? Please, please, I'm begging you, okay? Okay. Pinky promise? Thank you. All right, I think this is a long video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you'll subscribe. Love you guys so much. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.